Hey everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. I think it's that time, don't you? Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. This is a big bottle. Look at this. This is the 750 milliliter. This is one that Denny brought up this past summer. This is Evander. And what that is a brown ale brewed with spices. 5.5% alcohol by volume. And normally on these big bottles like this, on their labels, they've got a white date code on here. But this one does not have anything written on it. And for a beer with that low ABV, it needs to have something. But the bottle has got a lot of condensation on it coming out of the fridge. So we'll take another look at the bottle and see if there's any kind of dating when we come back on the final chug on this one. So let's get on with this one, Evander. This is, like I said, from Cigar City, and they're out of Tampa, Florida. This is an American brown ale, 5.5%. It said this limited brewed once. So I could probably go to their site and it would say when it was brewed. And that may be the reason why they did not date it, since they only did it one time. So I may go to that site and give you some background information on when it was done when I come back. Let's see here. We got a commercial description on this one. Let's take a look. Commercial description on this one. Artist and Renaissance man Evander Preston carves out unique presence in a world of sameness. Evander's friends at Cigar City Brewing have brewed an exotic concoction based on his eccentric personality and style. The brew is a blend of flavors from faraway lands. We know you will enjoy drinking our beer as much as we enjoyed brewing it. Evander's studio and workshop is located in Pasadena, Florida. So basically that's all it says here on this, and there's no IBUs listed on this. Food pairings for this beer. Cuisine is barbecue. The cheeses are earthy, Camembert Fontina, nutty, Asiago, Colby, Parmesan, and the meat is beef. That's what it says here. Also, it has chocolate. So I mean, being a brown ale, normally you see that with the porters and the stouts. Wasn't aware that they was listing that for the brown ales to be go with the chocolate dishes. So we'll see what kind of hints of chocolate, if there is any, in this beer when we get to top off of it. Glassware, the pint, Becker Stein, a mug, a tumbler, the Sidell. I've got the pint glass for this one, and it's a great big bottle. Like I said, I'm going to be sharing half of this with the other half. The beer is not recommended for extended cellaring, so that's just another reason why they should do that. Even though it's a brewed once beer, and it's not a hoppy beer, it is a lower ABV beer, and it's hard to say. I mean, maybe this beer was set on one of the shelves for a year before it's sold. And that would not be a good thing for them or the purchaser to have a beer that's 5.5% that's been sitting on a shelf for a year or longer. So that's why even if it's a brewed once beer, it still needs a date. That's just my opinion, guys. So a lot of you guys are with me on this, and a lot of us say they're tired of hearing me harp about that. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. If it doesn't have a date on it and it's a low ABV beer or a hoppy beer, I'm going to fuss. So that's the way it is. I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about, and it's got a bunch of stuff written on here, and I'm not going to read it. Well, basically it says the same thing that I just read to you about Evander Preston here on the back too, but it's got a lot of artwork on the label. Very nice label. It just needed to have a date on the damn label to go with it. So let's get the cap off of this bad boy. Into the glass we go. Alright, that aggressive pour, we did get us a good, about 1.5 fingers of head on that one. Looks rather carbonated. A lot of bubbles streaming up from the bottom. It is a rich red ruby color. Not quite as dark as I was expecting it to be. It's not to the porter or stout color, but it is a medium red ruby. I was going to say a dark ruby, but it's not really super dark. I can see the bulb through it very easily. So I'm going to say a medium color, maybe a garnet color. And the head is dissipating very quickly. We're down to less than 1 finger of head now. So let's get a nose on this one. This is an ale, brown ale brewed with spices, and that's what I am getting. I am getting nutmeg out the wazoula here. There is some maltiness in there, but the nutmeg is basically overpowering everything else in my opinion. Maybe a little ginger in there too. So roasted malt and ginger and nutmeg. And nutmeg to me is really pronounced in this beer. Well, the head is dissipated, so let's make the beer dissipate. Cheers, everybody. Wow, heavy on the nutmeg. A little bit of bitterness on the back end too. Not as sweet as I was expecting it to be. Seems to be okay. I mean, I'm not super impressed with this right now. It's almost like somebody was putting nutmeg and went, oops, I put too much in there. Basically, the taste is pretty much like the nose. Roasted malt, ginger, nutmeg, maybe a little caramel and toffee in there, but not much. The nutmeg is overpowering everything, in my opinion, guys. We're going to let it warm up. It's 40 degrees right out of the fridge. Share the other half of this with her. I'll come back and do the final grade on this one. Maybe it'll change a little bit as it warms up, but right now I'm not super impressed with this one, guys. So stick around. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little bit left. I went to Cigar City's website, typed it in on the search, and it returned no listing whatsoever. So they're not too proud of this beer evidently. They don't have any information at all about this beer. So I can see why. The nutmeg is overpowering everything else in this beer. They've overdone the nutmeg in this beer, in my opinion. So let's do the final chug on this one. Not impressed so far. I'm getting a little bit of roasted malt, nutmeg, and ginger. And the nutmeg is overpowering everything else. So, not impressed. Would not buy this beer again. And I can see why it was brewed once. Once was probably enough. The beer is not impressive to me at all. It's just overpowering in the nutmeg. I mean, people that like the Oktoberfest and the spice beers and some of even the pumpkin beers that have a lot of nutmeg in them may enjoy this beer a little more than I do. But it's just too overpowering in the nutmeg. So, and not having a date on it, even though it's a brewed once beer, it's a 5.5%. So you kind of want to know, and especially when you go to their website and type it in on their search category, because it's not listed as a seasonal or regular or whatever. It's nowhere to be found on their website. So not impressed. I'm gonna give it a 4. It's a C beer. It's lucky. They're lucky I don't even give it a worse grade than that. So not impressed at all. Like I said, I would not purchase it again. Even if I've seen another bottle sitting around, I cannot recommend it. So with that being said, let's go to the ratings and see what they say. Beer Advocate says 80, which isn't a good. Yeah, I would probably argue with that just a little bit. It's okay. It's not a bad beer. It's just, it doesn't fit the style, and the nutmeg is overpowering in this beer. So let's go to Rate Beer, and Rate Beer says it is 60 overall and 64 in the style. I agree with those numbers wholeheartedly. Not impressive. So can't recommend it at all. Wasn't impressed. So guys, if you've had this one, give me some comments back on this one, whether you liked it or didn't like it. I did not care for it. So we're going to hopefully find something better in the fridge tomorrow. So join me then. Rate, comment, subscribe, and let's go see what's in the fridge. See you then.